You take a story and you want to make a Pirates of the Caribbean out of it, so it becomes Thugs of Hindustan. You take a story and you want to make Mad Max Fury out of it, it becomes Shamshera. Not been made. So the first reaction is, yeah, this is so good, this can be like Mad Max Fury Road. Let's make it like that. Let's not spare any cost.
If you are a film enthusiast or even just a passive scroller on Instagram, there is a high chance that you have seen this one girl.
I'm going to make my own film. I don't have a script, I don't have a team, but I'm done assisting on other people's vision. So this is me manifesting that I am going to make a film this year.
This, if I'm not wrong, is Vritika, and her Instagram is her documenting all her journey of making a feature film. Now, being a filmmaker myself, I am no one to tell someone to not have a dream or to be logical and not be delusional. Even I am delusional, and as a person, I don't know her well enough to have a personal problem with her. And judging from her Instagram, she doesn't come across as a self indulgent or a cocky individual. Then why the hell did I decide to talk about her today? Now, as a writer and an aspiring filmmaker, there are countless stories that I have written and wish to write and show on screen in the form of films, short films, series, music videos, and whatnot. There is a story that has been in my head for over 3 years now, and I have just started to turn it into a screenplay. And new stories keep coming to my head and going out of it. Before I talk about her approach specifically, I just want to make it clear that when someone says that they want to make a film but they don't have a script or even a story, it genuinely feels very weird. As of the recording of this video, the latest update that I have from her Instagram is that she has finally started writing the screenplay and is traveling to another city for more context to her story. Now, the reason of her entire documentation of this process bugs me is because of the fact that in the very first reel she has said that she doesn't have a script or a story. Now, a film, especially for a new filmmaker, is very personal. Story pours out of the individual quite organically, and the writer takes inspiration and ideas from his or her own personal experiences. The reason I put up that clip of Anurag Kashyap in the intro of this video is to emphasize this point. When a story doesn't come out of you naturally, it becomes an attempt by you to replicate a show or a film that you like, to make something like something else. Now, for the sake of this video, I will take the example of two of my own short films. I wrote The Simp Syndrome, which is a mockumentary, a few months after I finished watching The Office. Hence, you will notice how the visual style of talking directly into the camera exists in that mockumentary. But I did not write The Sim Syndrome to create something like The Office. Rather, it was an exaggeration of my own experience with a girl I was really into at that time. That I turned into satire, taking inspiration from The Office because that was my favorite show at that time. And my latest short film, Wishful Thinking, is based on a very personal experience that I had, and that film was my way of letting out my inner turmoil and everything that I was going through at that time. For someone who treats films and the process of filmmaking as something very sacred, watching someone say that, oh, I want to make a film but I don't have a script or a story, just feels like a mockery, or more like an expensive hobby that one can just indulge in. But again, I don't know her enough to know if it's just an expensive hobby or something serious. When there is a story that pours out of you organically and you write it, along the way you figure out what the theme of this story is, what you are trying to say on a deeper level as well as on a larger level. The story generally starts out very personal and slowly you make it a bit universal. When you start the process from outside and move inwards, for example, you decide that you want to make a film, then you decide what genre you want to make,
Let me know in the comment section below what genre should I pick for my film.
then you decide what kind of story you want to tell. You end up making a film that lacks any heart or personality. Instead of audience feeling your personal connection to that story, they feel that the film that they're watching is a mashup of bunch of different films. By starting out at the outermost layer, you unintentionally sabotage the entire process of filmmaking. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot be inspired by different sources and different films. In fact, another short film that I'm working on is heavily inspired by Pulp Fiction, but again, it's based on something I personally experienced. Now, maybe I am 100% wrong. Maybe this girl has a very strong, very genuine story at her disposal, and all of this is just a gimmick to get eyes on her film. And if that is the case, I would say that this person is very, very intelligent. And again, through this video, I am not trying to insult her or her dream. Being a dreamer myself, I can see that whatever she is doing right now is quite a gutsy thing. But my criticism of her entire process and documentation comes from the understanding that different people can have similar dreams, but those dreams originate from different circumstances in their lives. One man's hardship is another man's child's play. But as she has said in her very first video that she has assisted some people on their projects, so I think that she has some experience that will be very helpful to her. And at any point of this video, if you felt like I have insulted her, then I sincerely apologize, because that was not the intention with this video. Now, all the points that I've made in this video are just my opinion based on my own writing process and based on my own experiences while making the short films that I talked about. I wish her all the very best for her films, and let's see what she brings to the table.